Men, there's this saying in life to use power versus force. There's actually a book called Power versus Force. I'll link it below. But it's a pretty dense book, but the point of it is, in our lives, we don't want to use force to change things. It's kind of like our go-to state is to use force to change things. I've been doing that the majority of my life, forcing through it. Even in the Army, it's like you just push through it without sometimes stopping to think, am I pushing through this the best possible way for my body, for the mission, for the unit? So I'm on here today to talk about me a little bit, because you can use my story to help yourself in life. I don't get on here and talk about it much because, well, I just don't like to too much. But I just assume, I think sometimes people know my story. But when I got out of the Army from 1989 to 2017, by the time 2015, 2016, 2017 came along, I was literally in shambles. A lot had happened in my life personally. I had had 5 Iraq deployments. I had had multiple, was getting ready to get, you can see these scars, multiple abdominal surgeries, some of them in Iraq. Just for little things like appendix, gallbladder bust, little things like that, but a lot of botched surgeries. I mean, a lot. I honestly could not tell you how many surgeries I've had on my guts. I was just gone. So between 2015 and 2017, I ended up limp dick, broke dick at the end of my line in the Army. They wouldn't let me stay in any longer because I couldn't even hold stuff in my pants, if you know what I mean. I couldn't control my bowels. I couldn't control my bladder. Couldn't control my mind. I could not stand up straight. My body's completely contorted. I had fibromyalgia, every type of behavioral health fucking issue that you can think of, nightmares, could not fucking sleep, addicted to zillions of pharmaceuticals, including at one point in the military, even on prescribed fentanyl. Everything I'm talking about, I was given, and I took it. Most certainly wasn't street drugs. However, just because I was in the military, if you've done street drugs, I ain't judging you. But in the military, I was addicted to pharmaceuticals. In my opinion, very similar shit. Very hard to get off of. It took me 2 years after getting out of the military to get off of that fucking shit. You feel that emotion coming out of me? That's how much is still in there of anger, and I don't know, just kind of a whew. It was vomiting, dry heaving, quivers, convulsions. So many long days of just sweat gushing out of my fucking ass, toxins pouring out of my fucking body. So I went through the detox of getting off the drugs. I have sold, when I got out of the Army, I had a lot of real estate from being in that long. I bought little houses here and there, just little ones, nothing big. But I have liquidated all those things, majority of them, since getting out of the military, to fix my fucking body myself, not through the VA. The VA's helped me somewhat, but I'm talking acupuncture, doctors to work with my fascia, my spine, my fascia, the webbing around your muscles, my spine. But when I got out of the Army, I was a disaster. I had no problem being 100% disabled according to them. Matter of fact, I remember one lady's like, "Chief, you have nothing to worry about. You're like 400% disabled." And I'm like, those are words I did not want to hear. In fact, one day I came into work in 2016, and dude, "Chief, I got a surprise for you." Old boy handed me a fucking cane, still wrapped in plastic. I'll never forget. I was sitting at his desk. Back then, I just hopped from station to station. I could hardly even fucking stand. I was just weak. That's the best way to say it. So imagine having the flu. You know how you get really weak and you're just like, you just want to lay down. That's how I felt for like well over years, coming back from these deployments with my lungs hurting from the fucking bullshit burn pits, just getting the crud in Iraq, pushing things away, pushing away through force. And it led to my body just saying, you know what, fuck you, brother, I'm done. And that bitch shut down. It literally shut down. So for the last 10 years, that's what I've been doing, guys, is rebuilding my fucking frame, rebuilding my mind. I don't shit my fucking pants anymore, at least not as often as I used to. All kinds of other things, man. I don't want to fucking use, when I got out of the Army, I was wearing a pad. Couldn't get a fucking hard on because of all the pills. I hated my fucking life. I most certainly hated myself. And I most certainly wanted to kill myself for at least 2 years straight. I'm still missing enamel on my fucking teeth from my Ruger being shoved in my fucking mouth. Now, this is a pretty raw message I'm giving you, but I'm trying to tell you where the fuck I came from. And it's too much to encapsulate in this little short video. And it's not coming from a place of bragging It's coming from a place of resilience that within every man, I didn't know it back then. I'm talking to you from my current self. But back then, I literally felt so fucking weak, man. Just like there was nothing left for me to do. I felt like all the power was outside of myself. Like somebody, anybody, God, and God most certainly did help me. God tell you when my book comes out, holy fuck sauce. God has been involved in my life more than anything. I most certainly have angels protecting me and helping me. And each year I go on missions, and each year I get better. And I'm humping shit on my back, and I'm helping other veterans, and I'm becoming a better man and starting to like and love myself again. This process has taken years, man. And I'm telling you that because that resilience, that drive, that force, that pulling force is within all of us. It's within every man. So if you feel like, with every human really, I'm talking about men, that masculine energy. Sometimes you get down to the bottom and you just feel like, fuck, where do I start? You start with the first step that makes sense to you, the nearest step that's going to take you in the direction of this new version of yourself. I am becoming right now a version of me that I could not even potentially, possibly hope for. I mean, if I knew in 2015 that I'd look like this in 2014, I would be doing what I'm doing and feeling like I'm doing and living where I live and having the lifestyle I fucking got. First of all, I'd probably drop to my knees and just be like, holy fuck, I don't know what you did, God, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for giving me a second chance. But then I would look back through the timeline and see, you know what, that guy down there, Chief Harold Peck Jr., he's a tough motherfucker. He keeps going. He gets up again. And you know what? That's it. I'm just a regular motherfucker, man. I've never been some guy that's always like at the top of some athletic field or something. Just from a small fucking town in the middle of nowhere. I'm a small town country boy. Just a regular motherfucker. That when I got out of the Army, I was like a lot of veterans at the end of my fucking line and didn't know where to start. Well, I got lucky because I knew that I wasn't abandoned by God. There was always something in me that would let me kill myself. And there was always something in me that says, you can't. This little voice, just get up tomorrow, man. And it's been one pill at a time, one day at a time. I just saw a butterfly go by. And it reminds me of the transformation that I went through and I'm still in. It's uncomfortable in that metamorphosis from a caterpillar to a butterfly. And what I mean by that analogy is where you're at right now is not where you're going to stay. If you rewind and look back at your life even a few years, you'll fucking see you've come far. So use my story. I'm just telling, goddamn, something bit my ass. Use my story as a catalyst for your own. I can do fucking anything. And the man you're looking at right now, wait until you're 2034. Nothing like this. Completely different. Completely different. Way more whatever. Powerful. In tap with who I am. My body even more healed. I've got a lot of work to do. At this point right now, it takes 90 to 120 fucking minutes a day. Almost 2 hours a day of fucking physical therapy. If I skip it, which I do sometimes because I get fucking sick of it, then I pay for it, and I have a hard time walking, and I can't even fucking move. That happens to me still today. It takes some effort to get my body back into alignment, but it's getting better. It's getting better. I most certainly did not look or feel like this when I got out of the fucking Army, and I've only just begun. I've only just begun. I ain't fucking going anywhere. And whoever wants to come with me to find out who the fuck you really are, man. I know so many brothers out there that I want them to find that internal drive, that to just get up every day and make your life a little bit better. You can do it. You've got it within you, and you most certainly are not alone. You most certainly are not alone. Mohawk. Fucking A, man. Mucho love.